what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rise. We're back here at Jerry Dodge in Tampa, Florida, and guess what? I have that king of muscle cars. This is a 2021 Dodge Challenger Hellcat Redeye. But before we get into this supercharged beast, let's talk about what's going on here. Dodge. They've been making muscle cars for so many years, especially when it comes not only to the originals, but the modern era machines. Now, it all started in 1970 with the Challenger. Things kind of changed over the years, but as you are aware, boy oh boy, in 2008, things came back around full circle when they brought back the Challenger name and they brought back this muscle car shape. Now, just like today, originally in 1970, there was a lot of competition to the Challenger. You think of the Selby GT500, you think of the Boss 429, you think of the Camaro ZL1. Well, it's kind of the same story, all redone in a new modern tech kind of way, because you have the GT500, you have the Camaro ZL1, and then of course you have the Hellcat. Now, the Hellcat really turned the world, the automotive world, upside down on its head when they came out with that 707 horsepower beast a few years ago. But you know what? They never rest, and they never rest on their laurels. So this is why we got the Hellcat Redeye. But what I want to find out, we know this is a muscle car, no doubt about it, but is this the one to get over that Selby GT500? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our murdered out Challenger Hellcat Redeye and find out. Right off the bat, the look. That wide body not only gives you 3 extra inches, if only it was that easy. Yes, you get 3 extra inches, but you're also getting more power underneath that hood. When we start up front, you can see the flared fenders, and that's definitely a design attribute that I love compared to the GT500. I like the front of the GT500, but there's just something about that major flare on both sides that really says, hey, get the heck out of my way. Now, on the corner here, you have that traditional setup of the quad headlights, 2 on each side. I love the way that they hollowed out. They learned to hollow out that center headlight to bring in extra air. All of the vents, including the lower corner ones, are fully functional. And then guess what? You got a massive splitter. Remember, the splitter is not only to have your lunch on, which Lori and I had her lunch. This was her side. My side was on the part behind me. But it's also going to stop air from going underneath the vehicle because that creates lift. Now remember, this yellow strip, it may look attractive, but Dodge wants you to remove it because it actually impedes on airflow, because at the end of the day, 203 miles per hour, this front end is going to go through the air. And right behind me, I got Tampa Stadium, home of those Super Bowl championship winning Bucks. What that means is at 200 miles an hour, you're traveling the length of the football field in that stadium every single second. Something to think about. So remove the stripe, remove the strip, and let's move on. As we come across the front, like I was saying, when it comes to aggressive muscle carness, this brings it tenfold. I do like the way they use flat black on everything. Compared to the GT500, you do have a bit of gloss black. And I love that egg crate style grille. We got the SRT badging with our Hellcat there. Our other functional scoop on that inward light. And then when we get up onto that bulge, it's like climbing Mount Everest. You got the twin inlet hood. Both sides are functional. This really separates it from the Camaro ZL1 and definitely the GT500. Such a sexy look. And I'm so glad that they didn't put satin black. You could actually option satin black hood. I love everything painted gloss black, but you're getting not only 1, but 2 muscle car bulges, and you got the power to back it up. It's one thing to have a bulge, it's another thing to be able to back it up. Just something to remember. Now, as we come around the bend, you gotta go wide because we got that extra width. We have some extra wide wheels and tires. You got those 20-inch wheels, absolutely stunning. I love the satin finish, split spoke design. These are going to be able to wrap around them those 305s, all 4 corners, Pirelli tires, those P0s, give you the grip, give you the stick. 235 on the sidewall, but look what we have behind it. Not only do you have flared fenders and wider wheels, you have six piston Brembo calipers. This one is optioned with the flat black caliper and the SRT logo with the Brembo badging. And then behind all of that, you have super pizza size rotors. Those are over 15 inches in diameter, two-piece rotors, and we have adaptive dampers all four corners. And remember, the suspension is tuned for that drag strip, for that quarter mile. So if you live your life 10 seconds at a time, this might be your 10-second car. But like I said, the way that this one is optioned really has that stealthy, angry, mean look to it, and I love it. Now going down the rest of the vehicle, we have a nice shiny Hellcat badge with the red eye. That's actually a ruby from a cave in South Africa. That's real deal, and I really like the way they kind of pop it off the fender there. Everything else is gonna be pure muscle car look. Now you might say, well, Joe, they haven't changed the look of this Challenger since 2015. And my answer is, you're 100% right. But the bottom line is they still sell, and they are outselling the Camaro, and they are hot on the heels of the Mustang. Now, as we keep working our way back, of course, you're still gonna get 4-piston Brembos at the back. That's gonna give you that great stopping capability. 305s, all four corners. And boy, oh boy, does that look drop dead sexy. Coming around the tail end of the business, of course, you're gonna have your satin black trunklet spoiler, just like the original in 1970. Street and racing technology, that's what SRT stands for, street and racing technology with the Hellcat badge. Love the LED lighting. My one zonk, and something that the GT500 does so well, is the rear diffuser and the exhaust. I wish that they would do something unique with the exhaust. Something, anything, but they didn't. But let's go ahead, let's pop the hood and see if there's anything to zonk about in this Challenger Hellcat Redeye. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You might say in your Shelby GT500, you got 760 horsepower. Whoopity-doo-dah, because feast your eyes on this bad boy. This is a 6.2 liter supercharged V8. Because it's a Redeye, 797 horsepower. I love the supercharger look. Really great work that they did to that upper plenum. And then the way that they did the covers with the supercharged Hemi name. You got your open cold air intake with that K&N style cone filter. And of course, a bigger supercharger compared to your standard Hellcat. So what are we looking at? 797 horsepower is just a start. 707 pound-feet of torque, which is more torque than the GT500. 0 to 60, if you can hook them up, 3.4 seconds. Quarter mile is gonna go by at 11.7 seconds at 125 miles an hour. And like I said, top speed is 203 miles per hour. Now the one negative, the biggest negative, is gonna be the weight. The Challenger Hellcat Redeye, she's not light. 4,514 pounds, and MPGs, if you even give a damn, you're watching the wrong review. But it's 13 in the city, 22 on the highway. But this is what it's all about, and these cars are disappearing. So now you got a different question to also answer. Should you get the GT500 of this? But also, should you hurry up and get one of these, because the days are numbered for this power plant? But why don't we go ahead? We got some time left. Let's fire up this beast and hear its roar. All right, guys, we're in the mega muscle car known as the Challenger Hellcat Redeye. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I've been looking at GT500s, I've been looking at ZL1s, I've also been looking at these bad boys. How much is this one? The way that it's optioned, the way that you see it, it's an MSRP of $95,000. Let's see what you get for the money. To the door panel. So you're getting that premium door panel interior quality. Smooth touch, nice and soft with the white contrast stitching. Love the way it's got that leather style throughout the whole middle section, more contrast stitching. And then of course you have the needed Twinkie holder at the back of the door panel, 3 Twinkies and a bottle of milk to wash it down up front. We got the optional Harman Kardon sound system. And then to greet your passenger, they get to see the Redeye. Street and racing technology with that Hellcat Redeye symbol. Smooth touch. My one zonk is, look what they did. They gave us the other interior's glove box. If you're gonna give me premium interior, give me top and bottom, not just top. You do have a little area here. This is for Mentos. After you make your passengers puke from the pure acceleration, have them pop a Mento so that you don't have to smell their stinky breath. You got your 12 volt. Highly recommend a laser radar detector. And then guess what? We got the carbon fiber package. This is real deal carbon fiber. I like the way that it's a nice flat finish rather than the gloss finish like you have in the GT500. That's gonna cut down on glare. We got a larger screen, 8.4-inch Uconnect 4 system. You got your performance pages, line lock, launch control. It even gives you a post-race checklist. Engine off, hood ajar, battery status, system status, cooling required. Remember, this has the technology from the Demon where you have that chiller, where you could use the AC to actually cool the engine. Your GT500 is not gonna do that. You're gonna have to go get bags of dry ice and put it on the engine. And then of course you got your drive modes. We're going all the way track, 797 horsepower. All the other controls are easy peasy. You got your bright red start stop button. And then the great news is if you don't like screens, you have a phobia to screens, all the controls are also actual physical buttons, knobs, and switches. Like that setup, you also have, this is going to control that ZF 8-speed automatic. They call it the Torque Flight automatic. The only zonk is, this is the only transmission available. But if you want consistent 0 to 60 and quarter-mile times, this is the only way to do it. You got your little holder here for your time slips, 2 cup holders, and like I pointed out, we got the red key, street and racing technology. If you have a friend that you're gonna be brave enough to let them drive this beast, give them the black key, not the red key, no matter how much they cry. Soft touch material, open this up. You got 2 USBs, an aux jack, a 12 volt, and felt lining, which is good because that's where you're gonna be able to put a glass with all the tears from the Camaro and Mustang owners. All the tears that you collect as you beat them at the track, keep that bottle in there as a nice little memento. Seats, we got the leather premium interior, SRT, just in case you forgot. Stitching, bad news, the zonk is its manual controls for the passenger. Only controls I have that are electric are on the bottom, which doesn't make sense to me. But we do have that microfiber suede headliner. You don't get that on a GT500. Plus we got the optional red seat belts. You know what that means, an extra 5 horsepower. But why don't you get your butt over here? I want to show you behind the business end on this Challenger Hellcat Redeye. All right, guys, we're in this Hellcat Redeye. You do have 2 memory seat settings for the driver's seat, and then footbox is looking decent. You do have aluminum brake pedal and throttle. The only bad news in the zonk is very small dead pedal and there's no aluminum finish to it. There's the seat controls I was telling you about, only on the bottom. But if you're looking for nice comfort, these seats are ultra comfy, perfect for the drag strip. You see the double bulge steering wheel. I love the leather, I love the white contrast stitching. The only thing that seems cheap to me is this bottom portion of the wheel. This should have been carbon fiber since we have the carbon fiber package. And this horn button is, it's ugly. It's just ugly. I wish they would have done something different here. You do have the paddles to go up and down, that ZF 8-speed automatic. And we do have electric tilting and telescoping steering wheel and those classic gauges, a little bit of modern, a little bit of old school, analog tech, analog speedometer, and then the massive digital display in the center to give you all that information, nice readouts. I'm not showing the back seat. It's there. You could actually option it for $1 with no back seat. That's the way I would do it. We're not even doing the damn trunk because you know what? I'm ready to go on throttle. Let's do it. All right, guys, we're inside this 2021 Dodge Challenger Hellcat Redeye, 797 horsepower. The GT500 will definitely out-handle it, but there's just nothing like that straight line authority. On throttle, here we go. Yeah! God! I tell you, it gets you every time. I don't care how many times you've driven one of these. It's just a very, very awesome feeling. Put you back in the seat. You got that supercharger whine, which guess what? The GT500 has zero supercharger whine, which bugs the heck out of me. Interior is definitely not as snazzy maybe as the GT500, but I do like the addition of the carbon fiber. I do like the addition of the premium materials with the dash, and definitely the seats are ultra comfortable. Having the ability to go through the 8.4-inch Uconnect 4 system, even though it's not the newer Uconnect 5, you're still getting navigation, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, but the performance pages is what really separates it from the GT500. So easy to use as well. God, sound. That sound, it's gonna be a damn shame when that sound is gone forever. But for now, enjoy it. If you can obtain one of these, this is now the time to do it, because as fast as EVs can be, there's just nothing like that V8 rumble. But here we go. Oh, here we go. Smoke him if you got him. Yeah. Whoa! I tell you, getting the power to the ground is tricky in these. You gotta know what you're doing. You're gonna be doing some type of pedaling to really get the power to the ground. Obviously at the strip, I would highly recommend getting some of those Nito drag radials that come on the Super Stock or on the Demon. That's gonna give you more of that stick, especially on a prep surface. But this thing with the double freaking muscle car bulge hood and the black on black makes it extra sinister, which I think fits the character of this car ultra well, and definitely separates it from everything else out on the street. On, bro, here we go, yeah! I'm telling you, this thing just is in freaking sanity. Full warranty, bumper to bumper, reliable horsepower. They could only have wished for things like this back in the original muscle car day, but like I said, being heavier than the GT500, it's not going to handle as well. And the good news is, though, you got more trunk space, you got more passenger room if you keep the rear seats. I would do a rear seat delete, and visibility is amazing in this thing compared to the GT500, although the GT500 has really, really nice visibility as well. Plus the fact that you got your two different key fobs. You got your red and you got your black. That's nice as well, in case, God forbid, like I said, if you're crazy enough to let somebody borrow your Hellcat Redeye, you could give them that black key fob. All right, guys, I tell you, I don't want to bring this car back, but I know that I need to. Jerry Ohm Dodge wants their Challenger Hellcat Redeye back, but we need to do one more on throttle. We just do. That's just the way it works here on Raiti's Rides. But hopefully this gave you a great idea of what this amazing car is all about. But on throttle, here we go, yeah! We're gonna get back to Jerry Ohm Dodge and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, it's been another magical kind of Monday here at Jerry Ohm Dodge. I definitely want to thank J-Rod and the whole crew getting us access to this Challenger Hellcat Redeye. The big question, though, remains. Should you go GT500? Should you go with this Hellcat Redeye? I think I know which way I would put my hard-earned money. Let me know in the comment section what you're gonna do. And if you are gonna wait and roll the dice and see what Dodge has up its sleeves, if they're gonna bring any more muscle car goodies before EVs make their true formation at the famous Dodge brand. But until that day, if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the link in the description get yourself some Raity's Rise merch. Got to give it up to the mega muscle behind the camera. Lori working it like a champ. She's got the guns, she's got the form, she's got the looks. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.